The indefinite ban on Chinese apps, along with a ban on student visas, has left an estimated 20,000 Indian students enrolled at Chinese universities in limbo. They can't go to China to continue their studies or log into online classes. Swastika Das and Deepa Balakrishnan with this report.
For the past 19 months, Shrija Sharma, a second-year medical student at China's Weifang University, has been struggling with online education. Apps that she needs for her virtual classes, such as WeChat and DingTalk, are either banned or keep crashing due to poor connectivity. And no attendance means no grades.
Talk to our teachers in university, we cannot get information of if and when are they calling us back. And it's not easy because we are studying MBBS and anyway we are doing online classes without practicals, and now if we cannot even get the theoretical classes properly, what are we even learning?
Like Shrija, thousands of medical aspirants enroll in Chinese universities every year because NEET scores are accepted and cost of education is cheaper. But the pandemic has stalled their lives at every level. Without an offline internship, final year students will neither get their MBBS degrees nor will be eligible to clear the Foreign Medical Graduates Examination, which is required to get a license from the Medical Council of India.
We are not getting our practical exposure, so we can't even write our FMG exam, so that after that exam only we can do our internship back in India. We are not getting provisional certificates from our respective universities. Due to this all the things, we are facing a lot of burden, so let us allow to go back to China as soon as possible.
China says it's not going to issue visas anytime soon. Desperate students have already written to the Prime Minister's office requesting them to initiate talks with the Chinese government and facilitate their return. Meanwhile, consultancy firms in India say that many students who had taken admission in Chinese universities are considering dropping out of them and seeking re-admission in Indian colleges.
The ban was sort of one part of a broader toolkit that we saw, which also included other economic measures. So in that context, I think that the downstream effects of taking that decision, such as how will it impact Indian students enrolled in Chinese universities, weren't necessarily prioritized.
The emergence of the Delta Plus variant has added to their woes. Their only plea to the Indian government is to either ease the app ban or allow final year students to complete their internship here so that they receive their MBBS degree. With Deepa Balakrishnan and Swastika Das, this is Lakshna Gulati for CNN News 18.
I'm joined by Swastika Das on the broadcast. Swastika, good morning. Swastika, what has been the financial impact of this situation on these students?
Well, a lot actually, Ayushman. These students typically go to China because the cost of education there is cheaper when compared to the US and even our country. They spend about 6 lakhs per semester. But because of this particular situation that they're stuck in, they're not able to go back to China because China is not issuing visas, and here they're finding it struggling with online education. Students are losing a lot of money, and most of these students, as the consultancy firms have pointed out, are even considering to take re-admission in Indian colleges, which means hefty loans and even a possible loss of year.
Also, Swastika, can you give us an update on any reply coming in from the center after the appeal from the students?
Well, these students, a lot of them, and we're looking at least 25,000 students, Ayushman, across the country who've written to the Prime Minister's office. They've also written to the Ministry of External Affairs, but so far they say there hasn't been any response from their end. They've also run a Twitter campaign saying, "Take us back to China," which is still trending on most websites across social media platforms. But the students say that so far there hasn't been much effect as such, when it comes to finding solutions to this problem, they say that they're not able to go back to China. Back home, they're not able to access apps like WeChat because it's banned. Dingy Talk, which is used for their online education, they're struggling with network issues, server issues, various other things. Final year students are not able to finish their internship. They have to do offline internship in order to be able to eligible to get a certificate from the Medical Council of India. So they are stuck in a situation where students say they're not finding any solution, and it is only the Indian government that can help them at this point in time, Ayushman.
Right. Thank you, Swastika, for joining us on the broadcast. So students taking a big financial hit and still awaiting a resolution from the center. Now